Hey guys and gals, welcome to another video of Let's Discuss. I am Wrestling Man along with Jim Boy Star, and we are continuing on our adventure of pro wrestling albums.
Yeah, definitely. This is our second one. We still have a long ways to go, and I'm excited about this one. Go ahead, tell them what the album's going to be.
Well, the album is going to be Piledriver, the Wrestling Album 2. And this time it features Hulk Hogan on the cover. Just Hulk Hogan. And I'm going to be honest, I might be a little bit more in favor of this album than the first one for a number of reasons, which I'm not going to get into now. I probably will throughout this video of why I think this album is better than the first one.
All right, that's very good. So let's get to the first track. And of course, as always, everyone could just leave a comment on what their favorite song is, what their least favorite song is, and all of that. Let's go.
All right. Well, I'm going to start it off with a song called Girls in Cars. This is by Robbie Dupree, who I've never heard of before, and I don't know any of his work. And Strike Force for some reason, but yet, if I remember, I don't hear them singing in the song. So, but it is Strike Force's theme. But this is mostly Robbie Dupree singing the song.
Big fan of this song. You're right. I don't believe that Strike Force actually is singing in this song at all. But I've always found this is one of those songs that it's so like corny, but it's funny, and I really like it. I'm a big fan of the Girls in Cars song.
Yeah, I am too. Especially with the music video, and that's going to be a key for me throughout this, is how many times I mentioned the word music video throughout this. But no, I mean, this is like you said, it's a corny song. It's a good song. And it's one of those like late 80s songs where, yeah, it could be corny or cheesy, but in a way, it's still a fun song to listen to.
Absolutely.
It's not terribly bad.
Right.
But
yeah,
it's
there's a
still
difference.
good.
There's a difference between just being so bad that it's bad and so bad that it's funny.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is definitely one of those cases where it's so bad that it's funny.
Yeah. And like I said, especially the music video, there's like one part where Robbie Dupree's hitchhiking, and there's another where a woman is blowing fire. It's just a weird video, but like I said, you have to watch it. So the next song is the title track, Piledriver by Coco Beware. And, this isn't that bad of a song. I mean, the lyrics are good, but it's just, at points, it's like, okay, this is good, but at the same time, it's cheesy,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like you said, it's the main song, assuming that, the main song, because it's, that's what the name of the actual album is. But yeah, there are certainly songs that I like over the actual Piledriver song. Like, I can't say that is probably my favorite song on this entire album.
But you know what, Jim? Sometimes love is like a slow dance. First you think you're so strong, then something goes wrong. You feel like you've made a great big mistake.
Look at you.
Words of wisdom from Coco Beware. If you're a single lady and you like that lyric or those lyrics to the song, hit the like button.
Hit the like button and send Wrestling Man a message.
Yes.
There you go.
Continuing on, the next song is an all-time classic. It's up there with Real American as one of the best songs ever. For wrestling, I mean, not in the history of music, but it is a very good song. The Honky Tonk Man with Honky Tonk Man.
This is the epitome of what I kind of miss. For I mean, there's very rare cases, but like this is a song that the epitome of what a wrestling theme should be for someone. You cannot you can't. This is one of those songs that you can't. You can only have it for that particular character.
Exactly.
And you can't change it. Like, you can't just give it to someone else and it'd have the same. Like, you can't imagine a King Kong Bundy coming out to the Honky Tonk Man song. And I think that's something that's missing a lot, probably in the last couple of years, where there are a lot of songs that are interchangeable, where if it wasn't that, if it wasn't given to a certain person, you can easily switch it to somewhere else. This is why I'm a big fan of this song, because it is, like I said, in my opinion, the epitome of what a theme song should be.
Now I'm curious, because, you mentioned you're a big fan of this. Are you a big fan of the wrestlers singing or making an attempt to sing their own song?
I do, because again, it's something that it's personalized. It's not some random band saying, yeah, let's get ready to fight kind of message that can, like I said, can be pretty much go to any person.
Right.
But no, definitely, like, I was a big fan of anyone that sang their song, that people like like 3 Count, and even the first Cena song I was a big fan of.
Oh God, yeah.
I definitely like when they attempt to sing.
And I'll say it real quick, because even the John Cena haters might admit this. They probably preferred his first song that he sang than the one that he's had going for however long it's been since he's had that song. But no, I mean, for me, it depends on who it is. Like, for Honky Tonk Man, this is perfect because of the character.
Yes, absolutely.
But then you have, like, somebody say, like, see, that's the thing. There are not many bad songs.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, okay, like, if Captain Lou had come out to his version of Captain Lou, like we reviewed in the last video,
right,
that would be just absolutely horrendous. But, there really
well,
aren't...
to be fair, I think I said in that last video that I think that was my least favorite song on that album. I don't know if that was a great example there, Wrestling
Man. I know. But continuing on with great entrance themes, the next one is by Derringer, who was a big part of the last album, is back again. This time, well, he's actually on 2 songs, but the first one he does is Demolition. And it's just as epic of a song for that type of a team, for Demolition. It just is. Especially with the guitars and just the heaviness. It just fits them perfectly.
All right, let me just say first, I want to make sure everyone's aware out there. I think the song is good. I'm not a fan of the team at all. Meaning Demolition. But I can understand where people are all about this song. So I'm saying that because I've always seen them as, this team was created because back in the Territory days, they couldn't get the Road Warriors, so this was their poor man's version of the Road Warriors.
Yeah, you could say
because
that.
Didn't when the Road Warriors, when they did come in as Legion of Doom, didn't Demolition get pushed to the side like almost immediately after?
Pretty much.
So they had when they finally had the real deal, then these guys went away. But I will admit, I think the song is really good for them.
And I'll say real quick, and I feel bad for Demolition in that time period because, yes, they were, Road Warrior ripoffs. I'm not going to deny it. I'm a big Demolition fan, but I'm not going to deny, in a lot of ways, they were a ripoff of the Road Warriors. However, they created themselves a fan base on their own, first as heels, which is maybe when they were at their best, and then when they were faces, and they were still acting heelish, but were still, just, this team that just had no fear, would come in, kick your ass, didn't matter who you were. I mean, heck, it's Demolition. We've both expressed our opinions about the team,
right?
But I agree.
How many people are going to be furious about those opinions? You can leave a comment on your Demolition love right in the comments.
But I will agree with you, though, when the Legion of Doom did come, and they did deserve it, eventually it was going to happen. They should have come to WWF, and they did, and they had a good run. But I agree. When Legion of Doom came in, Demolition got pushed to the side, and then within a year, that team was gone. But it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So now we come to yet another good song. I think the first 5 songs on this album are just terrific, in my opinion. And I could be wrong. But it is an all-time classic. And, back in the day, Jim, us white folk, we try to act black. But this song started it all. Slick with Jive Soul Bro.
Great song. Not much for me to say outside of this, that it's a really great... I'm a big fan of the song.
Exactly, and you can get down with it. It doesn't matter what, gender or race you are. This is just a sweet song, And Slick's got a good voice. He really does. He doesn't try to go too far, but he doesn't, do too much in his singing. It's just perfect. It really is perfect. So, now, so far, the first 5 songs, I think.
Yeah, the first half of it.
Yeah, the first half, everybody has used that song at some point in time. The next one has been used, but the story is a little bit weird, and I'll get to it in a minute.
Sure.
Jimmy Hart sings on this album with the song called Crank It Up. I did not know this till a couple years ago. This song was originally going to be for the Hart Foundation. But the Young Stallions, for you younger fans that don't know, that's Paul Roma and Jim Powers. You can go to your local library to watch their matches. They ended up using it, or as the storyline has said, they stole, in quotation marks, the song.
Okay.
I don't know how you can steal a song from somebody else, but I'm glad that this did not end up being the Hart Foundation theme. I'm really glad.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of this song. I thought it was very boring, to be honest with you. That's what I have here in my notes. Is I remember listening to that when writing these things, and I don't know, this didn't have any appeal to me.
It's weird because when you hear it, I honestly think of a face using this song.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think of it as a heel using it. So, excuse me. So I think, the Young Stallions ending up getting it was a good move on WWF's part.
Mm-hmm.
So now we go to another country song, Hillbilly Jim. We agreed on the last video that Don't Go Mess With a Country Boy was one of, if not the best song on that album.
Right.
I don't know how you feel about this next one, because it is Hillbilly Jim and somebody named Gertrude. We don't know who Gertrude is. I don't know where she came from. But the song is called Waking Up Alone.
Featuring Gertrude.
Featuring Gertrude.
I would like to know what Gertrude's up to now. I kind of, if Gertrude is even still around.
She's probably in Mississippi somewhere, sitting on a rocking chair with 3 teeth.
Like, if I bought this album 5 times, would Gertrude see some royalties from it? This is what I want to know.
Oh my gosh.
fact that like I said, it's featuring Gertrude was probably one of the only great things I could say about this song. I mean, it was cheesy enough to work for me, but at the same time, it wasn't. I definitely don't consider it one of the better tracks on the.
It's just one of those try to do a country ballad song, and it did not work for me. Oh gosh. And thankfully this was not a music video from this album.
They can't all be music videos.
Well, thankfully not. So now we go from something that is forgettable to something that really is unforgettable. Vince McMahon, yes, the chairman of the board, sings a song, Stand Back.
And it is a great song.
Yes,
and
it is.
I think my favorite one of my favorite lines on there is "Stand back, that's a fact."
Wow, it must have took a genius to figure those two out.
Now, I seem to recall this song being played in recent years for something to get on in storyline purposes, but I don't remember what it was for.
Okay.
Do you remember it all or
yes,
no?
Yes, I do.
That's killing me because I couldn't figure it out. I'll get this recording.
The last time that I remember it seen was when DX came back together. And it was the bit where Triple H was dressed up as Vince and Shawn Michaels was Shane. And they were talking for a while, and then like somebody says, "You better stand back." And they play this video of Vince McMahon at the Slammy Awards from like 1987 performing Stand Back.
That's what it was from. Okay.
And the greatest part is George the Animal Steel playing the saxophone. Oh gosh. And it's sort of funny because the Slammies, or depending on when this video is up, has been done or is right around the corner. But that is one of those Slammy moments.
But it's also not the same kind of Slammies, I believe, that we see now, because that was still when it was like, it looked like it was at a hall or something, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because right now, Slammies are pretty much just an arena. Mm-hmm. And I think that's all a lot of people know now, because the last time it was in a hall was what, like the mid-90s?
Yeah.
So.
Oh, gosh. I actually have the 1987 Slammies on DVD, and it's actually worth watching. It is on YouTube as well, especially for how everybody's entrance into the building, like what they come into. Like I think Hillbilly Jim and the Ultimate Warrior ride together on the back of a truck. Brutus Beefcake is inside an ice cream truck that was transformed to a barber, mobile barber shop. The Heenan family come out in a limo. Honky Tonk Man comes in a pink Cadillac. There's a midget that comes in with something. Hulk Hogan on a Harley. It's great. It really is great. So now we're back to Derringer, and he teams up with Mean Gene Okerlund. And God, I don't know why they do it with Mean Gene, but they give him another recognized song. It's another cover. This is Rock and Roll Hoochie Coo. Not as good as the original, I think.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan. I'm more of a fan of the actual title of the song than I am of the actual song.
It really, like I said, the original, what Derringer did, was a good song. I have it on my iPod. And there are some words in there that today would offend parents. It really would. Let me find them. I'll read some of them to you.
Okay.
So you guys can know how quote unquote offensive they may be to a lot of people today.
While you're looking that up, I do want to mention one thing that I did think that's interesting was, and I meant to bring it up when we were talking about Crank It Up, was that's like the second, I think, well, technically this is the first time, but then it's actually used as a title for the Big Show's song. in later years, which I'm sure we'll get to. But I just think that's weird because that might be like one of the only songs that has the exact same song title for. On all of, I mean, we'll eventually find out as we go through all albums that were released on CD. But that one, I did remember when I saw it. I was like, oh, that's the same thing that they use for the Big Show's song at one point. I don't know what he's using now, if he's using the same thing, but
okay. So here are some of the lyrics, and I don't know. Like I said, depending on the generation, it could be offensive. It might not. To me, it's not offensive.
So basically, you're saying people under the age of 18 should cover their ears for the next minute. Is that what you're saying?
Or if they want to take the risk, like those parental, advisory on the labels, on the music labels.
skip ahead a minute or something like that.
Okay, so here we go. This is just use your mind for a minute.
Because I never use it ever.
Squeetas start buzzing 'bout this time of year. I'm going round back. Said she'd meet me there. We was rolling in the grass, growing behind the barn, when my ears started ringing like a fire alarm. And then there's another line. Getting high all the time. Hope you all are too. Come to a little closer. Gonna do it to you. So imagine Mean Gene Okerlund singing that.
I'm sure someone's excited out there. Some girl that was in the 80s excited about it, I'm sure.
Yeah, they wanted to be with Mean Gene after that.
They wanted to be with Mean Gene. It really turned them on to hear that, because it needed to specifically come from his mouth for that to turn them on.
Exactly.
I'm sure.
All right. So now we go to the last track of the album. And this is one of my favorites. It is called If You Only Knew, with the Superstars, the WWF Superstars. And I like how it's done, because the first part is the heels, and then the second part, it's the faces, and then the last part is just, the whole chorus, just everybody. It doesn't matter who it is. But the big thing with this song is that Hulk Hogan actually has a couple lines in it.
Who doesn't have a couple lines in this song? This is probably my favorite song, by the way, on the entire album. If You Only Knew.
I can't really argue. I mean, we'll probably come back at the end.
I love songs that have, like how I said, I like how theme songs, they have, they actually fit the character and are not, like, interchangeable. Mm-hmm. I also like songs that will involve the wrestlers. I know that's not this isn't a theme song,
right?
But I also like songs in general that will involve various wrestlers saying something during the song.
It is really good. It really is. It's like this whole setup, build up, setup, whatever you want to call it, on the song, and it's a lot better than Land of 1,000 Dances, in my opinion.
Oh, definitely. It's definitely on that one. I agree.
And
I mean, some of those words, some of the lyrics are just hilarious too. On If You Only Knew. I'm just trying to think of one of them right now. The one that comes into my mind was which one? I don't. Can you think of anyone right now? I can't think of. There was one in particular I wanted to bring up, and I stupidly did not write it down.
The one that I remember.
Oh wait, here we go. The one where it goes, I got some real bad moves, and it may involve your body.
Oh yes, and that's the one with Elizabeth, which is really good. My favorite one is, I'll lay you flat on your back in my Cadillac if you only knew.
Yeah. This is the greatness what these albums were towards the, at the beginning as we continue to go through. Because then, like, at some point, they do go, like, more into, like, hey, let's actually have legitimate songs. And I'm not talking about one company, because we're not just doing WWE albums. Exactly. We are going through other parts. But at some point, the cheesy wrestling albums, like, that might have, like your Girls in Cars and your If You Only Knew, eventually somewhere along the line they were like, all right, no, let's let's use real songs. And I'm not saying some of those are bad either, because some of them are good, and we'll talk about them. But I'm curious as we go into there where that actually starts happening.
Right. Now, like I said earlier in the video, how there are music videos from these songs. Would you venture to guess how many music videos there were from this album alone?
Sure, I'll take a guess. Let me take a look at this track listing again.
Okay.
I'm gonna say 6.
It's close. You are close. There were 8 music videos.
Which were the only 2 that didn't have music videos?
Waking Up Alone.
Okay.
And Crank It Up.
Okay. See, I thought for sure one of them was definitely going to be the Mean Gene one. Only because I figured because it was another song that they'd be like, oh, we have to pay royalties or something.
Oh, the Mean Gene video is horrendous.
I've never seen it. I might have to watch it now. Maybe it'll give me a better appreciation of that song.
I'll just give you a description. I'm not going to spoil much. Mean Gene Okerlund is a music teacher in a high school. And he's, the boring music teacher that's going to teach us about history of whatever era in music.
Right.
And then, they start the song, and the teacher at one point, she starts dancing on her desk with her skirt going around.
I can't believe that was one of the ones, because when I was looking at this, I was like, all right, what wouldn't be a music video? And then that was the one I thought for sure there wasn't going to be one for. But if you've seen the Mean Gene music video for this, hit the like button.
Oh, I did already, so I'll just
sure
no.
Did.
But there are some that are good, and then there are some that are just like stock video, like the Demolition video is just footage of either them or like buildings getting blown up, and Stand Back. I think I gotta watch the video again, but I think it's like Andre the Giant.
Okay.
Which is very interesting.
What do you mean it's Andre? What do you mean by that?
Like the video is just of Andre the Giant doing stuff, and Vince is singing.
Oh, okay.
But I think that was another one. And then If You Only Knew is probably the best video because
it has everyone in it.
Who's in it? Okay.
Because no. I said because it has everyone in it.
Exactly.
And everyone's one big happy family.
Pretty much. I mean, could you imagine if WWE or TNA did one of those type of videos today?
Oh my! I would be all about that. But at the same time, though, in some ways, I don't know if it would be as special because I can see them actually trying to be legit and not, like I said, as we continue to go onward. So at some point, there becomes that turn of let's be more legit and let's actually put out a rock or rap song. Mm-hmm. So I don't know now. I don't know if it would be, because I could see them just saying, all right, let's just do, like a regular rock song.
Yeah. All right. So, what is your favorite song on the album? I think you already said.
Yeah, If You Only Knew, without a doubt.
Oh gosh, this is a tough one for me because there's so many good songs. I'm gonna have to agree with you, but it's like it's like so close because Girls in Cars is like the next best song.
That probably was going to be my second one too. I can tell you that right now too.
But I'd also put Jive Soul Bro in the mix as well. Now, our least favorite song from the album.
Oh, it's going to come down to 2. I'm going to probably go with Crank It Up. I'm going to go with that one. The only reason that the other one, the Mean Gene one, gets the nod over that one is because of the title of the song. Because I like the title of the song.
I'm going to go with Waking Up Alone only because, and you know this well, Jim, I basically grew up where country music was played, still is played to this day. And This is not a good country ballad. This is not a good country song. And don't get me wrong, Hillbilly Jim's got a great voice, proven by the last
Yeah,
album.
sure. Where's the compliment for Gertrude?
Gertrude seems sort of like sappy in this. I don't know,
Okay.
but but she doesn't have a bad voice. It's just
Is
something like
that what
that.
she? That's spot on impression, right?
Close enough for
Spot
me.
on.
But no, that's my least favorite.
All right. All right. So I mean, overall, what do you think? Because each time we go through a new album, we'll compare it to the last one if we liked it more or less. What about you? Or is it kind of in the middle? For me, it's definitely I like this album much more than the previous one.
I have to agree. I mean, like I said in the last video, for historic purpose, the wrestling album is in a like middle to slow up of good. This is just good all around. Almost. Well, okay, I'm not gonna say great because there probably are albums we get to where we say, "Oh, this is a great album."
Mhm.
But this one is, and you could tell in the way it's presented because there is no format to this, which I can't believe we didn't even bring up till now. There's no format in this album like the previous one. This is just song,
Oh,
song,
well, that's how it
song.
should be, not like that last one. Because that's the one thing I didn't like about that last one. How the end of the song, like, and here's Hillbilly Jim with Don't Go Messing with a Country Boy. And then it's like, well, I hope you didn't have the CD on random because more than likely that's probably what's not coming next anyway.
Legit. I'm gonna try that one time.
It'll never
See
happen.
what
You'll
I
be
know, but I
amazed.
just want to see one time how it works.
But they did the right thing, and I think that's the only album that they really do that for, where they try to transition at the end of a song,
Yeah,
which
that I
is
can
good.
remember.
Because like I said, that was probably the biggest downside for that first album, in my opinion.
Yeah, but I think we both agree, very good album, much better than the first one.
Agreed.
All right. Well, that does it for this edition of Let's Discuss. And what's the next one? Are we still with WWF or are we going?
I think we're supposed to be doing some WCW, which I'm
Oh
kind of
boy.
excited about, actually.
Oh boy.
And of course, you can check out any other work from us at sunsetflipshow.com as well. And yeah, just like I said, thanks for listening. And Wrestling Man, you have anything else you want to say before we go here?
Um, Rock and roll hoochie coo.
Very good.